Okay, let's let everyone in. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to day three, everyone. So glad you're here. And everyone, get your favorite seat. Welcome to day three of the Awareness Conference. Does everyone hear us okay? Can you hear okay? Okay, good.
Yeah.
We had a little technical on my end. I don't know the mic. I wasn't hearing anything. I'm going to mute everyone real quick, and then you'll just unmute yourself, Susan. There you go. So I turned all the mics off, and welcome to day three for the awareness conference. I'm not sure where that background music ding ding is coming from. Do you have any idea where that's coming from,
I think it
Susan?
was from Jackie. I think it's from Jackie.
Okay, Jackie, could you mute your mic, please? Uh,
Oh, no, it's not.
where is that coming from?
Can I say, Bill, that is usually an announcement that somebody's in the waiting room. You
Oh, is
can
that
you
what that
can
is?
yeah,
So
you can turn it off, that
you
bell.
you can?
Yeah, but that bell is announcing somebody in the waiting room.
Oh, it's like the doorbell.
Yeah.
Okay.
David's saying make him a co-host, Bill, and he will switch it off.
Oh, okay. Where's David? Let's see.
Just raised my hand, so you should be able to find me.
Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, thank you.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, the doorbell's ringing. All
Come
right.
on in.
Come on in. Thank you, David. Well, it's good that we have a full crew in the background helping out. Thank you all for being here. And there's no real urgency, even though there's getting ready to be 400 or 500 people show up this morning. You guys are the early birds, obviously, and we've had a few technical challenges, but we'll just sit patiently and calmly back and just rest in awareness, allowing these experiences to occur without being upset. This is where we're able to really experience the pointing of being in the world and not of the world. Things happen. We've got Jackie Greggs. She's a vocalist, amazing musician, singer, songwriter. She's with us for the first time this morning. She's a surprise guest to the Awareness Conference. I didn't have any idea 2 weeks ago we were going to have, even a week ago, that we were going to have Jackie Greggs to share her music with us this morning. And Cindy Krupp sent me a link and said, "This is my friend Jackie Greggs. Maybe you would consider her for future conferences." And I watched her on YouTube and I went, "Oh my God, where can we fit her into this conference?" And she was able to join with us this morning. So she'll be coming on in about 5 minutes, and she'll be a new guest presenter, singer, songwriter for the Pure Presence conferences and for the Awareness Conference this morning. And I just want to welcome everyone back. Last night we closed with Gary Renard, Mr. Disappearance of the Universe himself. And if anyone else is like me, I found A Course in Miracles through Gary's first book, The Disappearance of the Universe, and it changed everything for me. I'm very grateful for his teaching and his I mean, it's a off the wall book. It's not one that I would normally read, but it was suggested by my younger sister, The Disappearance of the Universe. So I went out and bought the book and I started reading it. And I went, "Oh my God, where can I get A Course in Miracles?" And it changed everything from that was 2006. And just very grateful for Gary for closing the day 2 for us. Today we have a great lineup for you. We have, and also the tickets for the All Access Pass. We've extended the 127 price to tomorrow, Monday. I think at noon, you'll be able to have the All Access Pass available up until tomorrow at noon for 127 before it goes to 189. And just really appreciate your support in that way. It allows us to actually pay the presenters and pay the speakers and musicians and like the yoga teaching. It allows us to pay them a stipend for their being here and supporting us in this awakening. And we're not here to entertain any of you, and I know that you know that. This is not about entertainment. This is about resting in awareness. This is about knowing the self as your true self, as your identity. And the awareness conference is about being aware of being aware, being in that state of awareness, that understanding where you know that awareness is prior to any commentary, it's prior to any perception.
You've just muted
Hey,
yourself.
Bill, your mic is off.
Am I muted?
Yeah.
Was I muted that whole time?
No, just for a couple
Oh,
of
nice. Oh, great. Sorry, everyone.
It was just for a second.
Well, I gave a great explanation of. That's so funny. My technology is not doing too well this morning. Welcome back to day 3, everyone, for the Awareness Conference. I appreciate everyone's patience this morning in because I can't hear what I'm saying and my normal audio isn't working properly, so I'm on plan B and I can't tell that I'm not speaking, but I see the mic is working now, and I'm so happy to see everyone this morning for day 3. I was saying that Gary Renard was our closing presenter last night, and I really appreciate his the disappearance of the universe changed everything for me. It's a crazy book when you read about Arten and Persa, these two beings that show up on his sofa one day in Maine, which is where Lisa and I live. And these two beings show up and start talking to him. And I just really, I'm a Star Trek guy, and I like those kinds. I like Marvel and the superheroes. And so I was open to that. But when I started reading his story and watching the whole storyline in the disappearance of the universe, they were pointing to A Course in Miracles, I went, oh my God, I have to have that book. And I went out and bought that book that night. Actually, I had to order it online. It came blue label a couple of days later. I went out and bought The Disappearance of the Universe that night when I heard about it. And then the book arrived in my mailbox that next Monday morning. This was like a Friday night. It was in my mailbox. It changed everything for me. The Disappearance of the Universe. It pointed me to the Course in Miracles. And that was in 2006. And just want to welcome all of you back for day 3. We have a great lineup today. We have a new friend that was a surprise to me, a surprise to us. She was recommended by Cindy Krupp and was a guest on Awakening Together, Regina Dawn Akers' site. And Cindy sent me a YouTube video of Jackie Greggs and said, this is my friend Jackie Greggs. Check her out for maybe future conferences. And I went to Jackie's YouTube site and listened to her, and I went, oh my God, where can we put her in the awareness conference? I found this morning was a place where we had space, and she was gracious enough to to say yes to this spot, and you're going to be blessed by her presence and her voice, and her love for truth will be evident in the way she shows up this morning. I'll bring her on in about 2 minutes. Just know that you can go to the speaker page, the awareness conference's speaker page. She's there in for you to click on her link and find out all about her. And she's just an amazing singer, songwriter, vocalist. She's well known. She's been a singer for almost 25 years. She's a real pro. And I'm not going to, because of the delay in our timing this morning and short notice of having her here, I'm going to bring Jackie on to share with us in song. Jackie, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Bill. Can you hear me well? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't think Bill can hear me. Oh, he might be having some
Yes,
issues.
we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear
Okay,
you
great.
better.
Everybody, thank you for the confirmation. Thank you all. I bring you greetings from the beautiful state of New Jersey. And again, I just want to express my gratitude, Bill, for your reaching out and asking me to be a part of this. It really touched my heart. So before I do this very first song this morning, I want to say good morning and take a deep breath, because we had all kinds of kind of technical things that try to get in the way and change the space and the energy. So just allow me to take a deep breath real quick. So the song that we're going to do today, in chapter 11 of the Course in Miracles, in the text, one of the subjects is from darkness to light. And there is a section that says, turn toward the light, for the little spark in you is a part of a light so great that it can sweep you out of all darkness forever. For your Father is your creator, and you are like him. The name of the song that we're doing this morning is called I Am Light. I am light, 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 I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I'm not mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I'm not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I'm not the color of my eyes. I'm not the skin on the outside. I'm not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. It's all light. It's all light. Oh, light. I am 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 divinity divine. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I'm light. I am light. Thank you. Oh, so we have another song, and bless you all. Thank you for listening. And again, Bill and everyone involved, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this too. I always say I just allow Holy Spirit to sing through me. I'm the instrument. So this next song that we're going to do, I don't know where you are in the world, but I hope this will cheer up your morning, wherever you are. And it might not be morning where you are, so that's okay too. But that last song, I forgot to just mention that song was written and performed by a beautiful soul, a beautiful singer named India Irie, whose music is very conscious. So wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. And the next song is what I wish for everybody today, and that is to have a beautiful day and a beautiful rest of this conference. I've had an opportunity to sit in on different parts of it. I listened last night. I'm just so grateful it's here. So this is a song, Beautiful Day. Again, it says, this is a song by Akana, who is another conscious, beautiful singer, and I'm so glad to be able to share this music with you. Wake you up a little bit this morning. Today must be the most beautiful day I ever lived. Waves are coming in, but I am sitting still. There is nothing I want for. I got everything that I need. So my conclusion is, it's the most beautiful day that I ever lived. This special morning is the most fabulous morning I've seen. I woke up in the sunshine, made myself a cup of tea. Now listen, Grandpa kissed my forehead, grateful for another day, yeah. So simple harmony to me, it's the universe's way. Today must be the most beautiful day I ever lived. Waves are coming in, but I am sitting still. There is nothing that I want for. I got everything that I need. So my conclusion is, it's the most beautiful day that I ever lived. In the noontime, now I'll take a walk, feeling all that I am, flowing with the rivers of life, touching every woman, boy, girl, and man. 'Cause I am a flower, I am the sun, I am everything that you see, living in perfect harmony in a beautiful world made for me. Today must be the most beautiful day I ever lived. I've ever lived. Waves are coming in, but I am sitting still. There is nothing that I long for. I got everything that I need. So my conclusion is, it's the most beautiful day that I ever lived. So beautiful I ever lived. Well, so beautiful that I have ever lived. Sometimes I say shoot, but do sing with me, shoot, but ooh, it's a beautiful day. Come on, say shoot, but ooh, sing it, shoot, but ooh. Thank you.
Wow.
Have a beautiful day.
Wow. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you for
Thank you,
that
Bill.
view. Thank you for that beautiful presentation and also the adjustment in from my end where we had a technology glitch and you just stepped right in, carried the moment, and just a beautiful song. The lyrics are so amazing. Thank you for bringing the course alive and the upbeat presentation that you opened the day 3 of the awareness conference with. It is we're just really grateful that you were
Thank
able
you.
to be here.
And thank you, Bill, and much love to everyone, and enjoy the rest of this amazing conference. I can't wait to listen back. I got the access pass. I'm going to listen back to everything.
Oh,
Thank you.
good. Well, everyone that is meeting Jackie for the first time, I've placed her link to her website in the chat. Please capture that, save it in your browser. And we have added Jackie to the speaker page on Pure Presence conferences, and she's also on the speaker page in your conference platform. So you can find out all about Jackie when you have time. As we move along, we have a few breaks this morning. Jackie, have a beautiful day, and thank
Have a
you for
beautiful day,
gracing
Bill.
us with your presence.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. All right. Wow. Well, that was an interesting opening, and on my end, and I'm very grateful that Jackie just carried it. Between Jackie and Susan Telford, picking up the pieces where my technology was. I had things that were unplugged. I didn't know that were unplugged, and I had a few things that were not working right. And then I'm talking for 10 minutes almost with no microphone. So thank you everyone for your patience. Oh man, it's interesting to be in this driver's seat of organizing a conference like this, and when you have glitches like that, it's like, oh my God, hundreds of people are waiting it's like your TV goes out and you go, what's wrong with this damn TV set? And I'm just grateful to have so many people supporting the back end of this. And thank you, technology people, for trying to help me where I'm just simply unplugged from my device. Wow. Well, we are in for another treat this morning with Louise Kay. If you haven't heard of Louise Kay, I'll also place her, or if someone can capture her link from the speaker page on Pure Presence Conferences and put it in the chat, that would be great. I'd appreciate that. Today's lineup, starting with Jackie Greggs and then Louise Kay. Jeff Bailey is going to do another round of yoga with us. Then we've got this awesome guy, Bio. I can't really say his last name properly, so I would really mess it up. So I'm just going to say Bio he is so, he's just a great presenter. He's a super smart guy. He lives in India, so it'll be tomorrow morning, or no. Let's see, is it tomorrow morning? Yes, it must be tomorrow morning for him. And the lineup that we have after Bio is Francis Lucille, so stay tuned for Francis. He was Rupert Spira's teacher and also Ellen Emmett's teacher, and had their awakening experience through Francis Lucille. Don't miss anybody this morning, because Louise Kay, she is, in my mind, I was telling Lisa this morning, Louise, or maybe it was a conversation last night, Louise is like a mixture of Muji and Rupert in the same glass. So you don't want to miss Louise Kay this morning. She's a young woman from Amsterdam, and she just is. She's an awakened presence. You'll feel that. You'll know it when you meet her and you experience where she's coming from. And that's just the beginning of our lineup. It's time to bring Louise Kay on. So I'm just going to ask her to, is your mic on, Louise? Can you show us where you are so I can spotlight you?
Hi, Bill.
Hi, where are you? Let's see.
Hi.
Let me try to find you. Say that again. Where are you?
Hi, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Oh, good. Good. Louise Kay is, she's just really a surprise to me. And let me just remove my spotlight and put it, where are you at, Louise? Let me find you again. Can you speak up?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there
Can you
you
see
are.
me?
Okay.
I'm
I
here.
have to find your image so I can spotlight you. And now you're here for everyone to see. And thank you for being here at the Awareness Conference, Louise. Louise was a surprise to me. She was recommended by a friend, Rick Archer, who's one of the co-founders of Bat Gap, Buddha at the Gas Pump. And Louise was one of his guest interviews. And he sent me the link to the interview, and I watched it and I went, oh my God, I want to know more about her. So I went to a couple of her meetings, satsangs, and when I learned that she had an awakening experience with in Rishikesh, I think it was, while she was with Muji, I knew what happened, because I had the same thing happen several times to me in the presence of Muji. His energy, he's not, even though he's a guru, has nothing to do with the person, but it's the essence of their experience that is somehow creates a transmission that you connect with your own Buddha. Your own direct experience is found there. And Louise was born, she has an interesting backstory. She was born in England, and after graduating from university, she taught English for 15 years. And she looks like she's 25 years old, right? So I don't know. She must have started when she was 10. During this time, she began to question the deeper meaning of life, and this led to her path of spirituality, where she found a strong resonance with the teachings of non-duality, dear to our hearts as well. In her early 30s, Louise felt a deep call in her heart to visit India, and it was there that she experienced a profound spiritual awakening. Louise's passion is to sit together in presence and hold gentle, unconditionally loving space for all emotions, all sensations, all experiences which arise in the moment in order to support the integration of unresolved energies and allow the unfolding of the divine in all who feel the call. And I've been in a couple of Louise's satsangs experiences, and I just invite everyone to pause for a moment and really, really bring yourself to the awareness of this experience, this now present, right now, and invite Louise Kay to share with us from this pure place of unconditional love. And Louise, thank you for gracing us with your presence for the Awareness Conference. And I'm going to turn it over to you. The morning is yours. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Bill. I'm very happy to be here with all of you. And thank you for inviting me to take part in this wonderful conference. So we're going to start the session with a guided meditation. And then afterwards, you'll have opportunity to ask a question, or you're welcome to come up on screen. I think that's going to be possible if there's anything that you would like to explore. So just bring your attention fully present into this moment. Just observing the gentle movement of your breath. Now you don't need to do anything. Just watch how the body is intelligently breathing all by itself. And as you breathe in and your body fills with air, feel that expansion and relaxation. And as the breath releases on the exhale, notice any tensions or stresses releasing from the body. So the body's breathing in, and there's a wonderful inhalation of freedom, peace, and joy filling your whole body. And as the body exhales, the stress and the tension gently releases with it. And just observe this breathing cycle. Allowing your attention to drop deeper into the present moment. Noticing any sounds that are arising. Also aware of thoughts as they appear and disappear in this moment. As you drop deeper into presence, become aware of the sensations and the aliveness in the body. Notice how it feels in the different parts of the body. And see that all of this activity is happening right here in this very moment, right now. All of the activity is constantly moving, changing. Thoughts are coming and going. Energies are moving around the body. Sounds are appearing and disappearing. And you are simply aware. Now just have a look in your own experience, at the nature of that which is aware of all this activity. What is it exactly? It's not a thought, because awareness is aware of the thoughts. It's not any idea, belief, or concept. Nor is it a feeling or a sensation in the body. It's not any experience. Now just have a look as the experiences are coming and going and changing. Are you, awareness, ever changing? Is there any moment when you're not here aware of this moment? let go of any sense of a conceptual I, a personal me, that is controlling and directing the activities of the moment. And just for this moment, allow everything to be exactly as it is. So you're just present as the silent, still witness, observing. Don't give it any effort to heal anything, fix anything, or change anything. Whatever thoughts arise, allow them to come and go. If there's a lot of thoughts, that's okay. If there's no thoughts, that's okay. But don't give interest in the content of the thoughts. Just notice the thoughts as they come and go. Instead, turn your attention and interest to that which is aware of the thoughts coming and going, which is not anything that can be found actually. It's what you are. It's your true nature. It's pure consciousness, and it just is. Always here. It's like a resting as awareness itself, just being. Whatever sensations and emotions are present in the body, allow them to just be exactly as they are. So there's no effort to try to find peace, to try to experience happiness. And nor is there any effort to resist feeling any emotions. If there's sadness, anger, what we could call the negative emotions, let them be here too. Let the body experience that. You're just here, aware. So, whatever thoughts are arising are not defining you, your awareness. And as such, you're already deeply at peace. And whatever emotions and sensations are present in the body, they're not defining you either. You're free from experience. And your peace is not determined by whatever experience is currently passing through this moment. So no experiences are taken personally. You're just this vast, infinite open spaciousness, which witnesses and allows all experience to pass through. Just like the open sky, which allows all the different kinds of clouds to pass through. The dark stormy clouds, the light fluffy clouds, and sometimes there's just the open sky. The sky never changes. The sky is not affected by the clouds. If the sky had a mind like a human, when the dark storm clouds were passing through with thunders and lightnings, the sky would mentally interpret the experience and tell a story in its own mind about how those clouds define the sky and its life. That story would probably be quite a stressful one. Everything's going wrong. I can't do anything about this. I don't know what to do. My life's falling apart. And then the sky would begin to suffer. Now, if humans behave more like the sky, whenever challenges arise in our life or big emotions, challenging sensations in the body, we would just remain still as the open space, allowing the experience, and we wouldn't suffer it. So, the nature of experiences and form is dualistic, and it has two extremes, the positive orientation and the negative orientation. Sometimes life is smooth sailing. It feels like everything's falling into place. And sometimes it feels like life's falling apart and there's just one challenge after another. Sometimes our mind feels so free from thought. It's just stillness. And sometimes there's the chaos, just so much noise in our mind. Sometimes we feel happiness and appreciation and gratitude and contentment and peace. And sometimes we experience anger, sadness, heartbreak. Now, this is all part of the human experience on the level of form. If we identify as a conceptual self, the story of me and my life, then we are placed in the center of these extremes. And when we're experiencing the positive over here, there's a feeling of elation. Life's going great, I've got it, this is wonderful. And it's like a high. And when we're experiencing the negative polarity over here, we feel down, we feel terrible. And life's gone a mess, it's a mess. Everything's going wrong. So there's a constant effort to try to find a way to experience this and not experience this. And this keeps us stuck in a push-pull motion, in a state of inner conflict, because there's resistance to what we don't want and holding on to what we do want. And freedom cannot be discovered in this realm of dualism. Or if it is discovered, it's very short lasting, because it's limited based on this polarity of positive over here. In order to discover eternal, lasting peace and freedom, we must transcend the whole thing. And what that means is letting go of that story of me and my life, and letting go of the mind's interpretations of events and life circumstances and experiences. And so we allow the dance of duality to play out, but I am beyond that. I am the open space in which this dance is dancing. But I'm not separate from the dance. Just check if that's true. Check if there's any distance or space between your awareness and any experience that's arising in you. Awareness is formless. It's not a physical thing that you can hold, that you can touch. It's beyond form. So when we let go of all the efforts to control and manipulate and direct the experiences, then instantly we discover peace just by being. Well, the mind usually resists in one way or another this surrender. And that's not true. It's a good thing even. Because when the mind starts resisting, it means that it's feeling threatened by this greater power, this divinity that we are. The mind doesn't want to give up its grip on this story of me and my life, this individual separate being that keeps us living with a sense of separation and disconnection. It doesn't want to let go of that. So if the mind begins to struggle and fight and resist, just observe it, let it. Just watch the thoughts that come. And if it brings a struggle in the form of emotions or sensations in the body, let that come too. Usually when a thought arises or an emotion or a sensation arises, our mind judges it and mentally interprets it and then divides it into one of the two categories. Good, I want it, it's spiritual, I like it. Or bad, I don't want it, it's not spiritual, I want to get rid of it. But if we don't mentally interpret all of the experiences and we don't divide them into these two categories, then everything that's arising is simply neutral. It's perfect. It's all divine perfection. And so there is nothing to do. Just to enjoy the peacefulness of being. Now the mind thinks, whoa, if I let go of trying to control and do, the whole world will fall apart. My whole life will fall apart. But it's not the case. When the mind gets out of the way and stops trying to control and direct the show, and we just let go and rest deeply in being, it's in this openness that the deeper wisdom begins to move through us. The light of consciousness has space to shine. And so the words that arise to be spoken are not arising from the surface level of the mind, which is based on our conditionings and belief systems. The words are arising from the depth of being. The action that arises to express in the world is not unconscious automatic patterns acting out, but it's infused with the wisdom of higher consciousness. And so we respond to life moment by moment rather than reacting to life. And life begins to flow with much more ease, with much more coherence. And there's a deeper sense of connectivity, a connectedness to the whole unified field of creation, rather than a separate individual I that's struggling to survive that perceives every other as an enemy or a potential enemy. It's here in this resting place of beingness that we discover a sense of safety, security, because there's the discovery of the one thing that can never and will never leave or change. Because by its very nature, it's eternal. It's when we come to rest in this beingness and that sense of the conceptual I, which consists of me and the story of my life and what kind of imaginary person I am. If I'm a good person, a spiritual person, a bad person, all the memories, all the conditionings, everything that's identified with. When we let it all go, then we can discover what's been here all along, this true self, pure awareness. The very nature of our true self-awareness is unconditional love. It's a love that holds all experience, that holds all emotions that are passing through. It doesn't reject any inner experience. So the mind thinks what it means to be spiritual is to be unconditionally loving. And so the mind tries, as an idea of me as a person, to be a loving person. Okay, how can I be loving and spiritual? Maybe I try to help people. Maybe I try to do some charity work. Maybe I try not to be angry. And it tries to become something. Well, there's nothing wrong with doing charity work or helping people. These are wonderful things. But it's the conceptual I that's trying to manufacture itself to be a certain kind of self. When we totally let go of that, then no effort is required, because what we all are is unconditional love by our very nature. Sometimes the mind has a fear that, wow, if I let go of this story of me, maybe I'll discover that I'm not loving by my nature. Maybe I'll discover that I'm evil, where there's darkness. So better I just hold on to this mask, this wear this costume, and not explore, not look. This is safe. I know this. It's comfortable. And if we truly want to surrender, it requires a giving up of everything, giving up of all control, all stories, and totally stopping just right now in this moment, and allowing this moment to be perceived without that filter of I that's perceiving, of I that's doing something. Let that go and just be. Be pure consciousness that's just aware. You'll discover that there's a stillness here in this moment, a stillness beyond the level of form and experience. Which is deeply peaceful. Now, if you have any questions, or there's anything that you'd like to explore, you're welcome to raise your hand.
Thank you. We have a hand. Sonia, would you please unmute your mic?
Hello. Hi, Louise.
Hi, Sonia.
It is good to meet you. I've never heard of you or saw you before. I have really enjoyed this space you took us into myself. Now I wonder how you practice that while you're active in your everyday life. I heard you say that if you discover this place, conscious wisdom will arise and flow into your action. But how can you be there without sitting, as we just did, to to get to the place from where this wisdom arises.
It's a very good question, Sonia, and it's interesting that you express the word in the past tense. So, and other people, you might have the same experience now, where there's a feeling of a shift that's happened. So the mind says, okay, that was the guided meditation. Now it's finished. Okay, we're back in life. Let's ask our questions. Let's talk. Because you said it was wonderful, the space you took us into. So what happened to that space? Where is it? Is it here now? Are we still
Yes.
here? And can we recognize that space as we're speaking, or as speaking is happening? And it is a kind of a practice. It's our natural state, but the reason we must practice it is because we've been practicing what's not natural for us for so many years that it's become an unconscious, habitual focus of our attention, whereby when speaking happens, our attention comes up into the mind and focuses on this conceptual I, which we kind of visualize as being in our brain, and it hears and it sees. It's like in our head somehow. And then we narrow our focus of perception and perceive reality through this filter of this character I. So we can practice this right now together, you and me, and also everybody that's here. Just keep your attention present as this vast, infinite, open spaciousness, just like during the meditation. Aware of the breath, including the sensations in the body. Now, see if you can speak, and as speaking is happening, keep your attention present in the body. Now, in the beginning, it might feel a little bit strange because it's a different focus of attention. So I'll ask you a question and you answer, but see if you can keep your attention here, just like we're in the meditation space. So can you tell me how it feels in your body right now and how you're experiencing this moment?
I can feel my heart is racing a bit because my mind says I'm on the spot.
Yes, great. You're
I feel
aware
hot.
of that?
Yes, I feel quite hot. And there's joy and curiosity.
Yes, wonderful. Now, all that's required is to keep the focus of our attention here, just like this, every single moment. The challenge is that our attention slips into this unconscious state because we forget. And all it's required, once we know this, is a remembering, presence. Here I am. Instantly, there's a return because this awareness, it never leaves. It's just a shift in our focus of attention, where we focus as this conceptual I that's running around with all these things to do. I'm so busy today. I'm so stressed today. Here we are, present, just with this moment.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Sonia.
Thank you. Peter has his hand up. Would you unmute your mic, please, Peter?
Hi, thank you so much. That was accidental. But while I'm here, I'll just say thank you so much.
You have two devices on, Peter. Can you turn one off?
No, I don't have two devices on. That was kind of weird.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't know where that came from. I just have one computer going.
Can you formulate a question, please, Peter?
Yeah. Thank you, Louise. That was an amazing, or it still is sort of a very amazing experience. We're always told to let go of our story. And even, in introducing you, we have to get your story, or we're told your story.
It's true.
So, I was just curious how we actually do that in our daily being. We really do let go of our story, because everything around us reminds us of our story.
Yes.
My home is decorated with things that are my story. And, so that space that you brought us into, which was really quite wonderful and still feels really, really great. But, then I look around and I see my story. So how do I work that?
Yes, great question, Peter. And it's true. I have an echo here, Bill. Is everybody experiencing that or just me?
I'm hearing it too. I don't know where it's coming from.
Maybe I think when Peter's muted, we don't hear it.
I've muted him temporarily to stop it while Louise is speaking.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, it seems better now. So it's true that we all have these stories. We can't deny it. This body-mind expression has been given this label, Louise. And this body was born in a certain town in England. And certain things happened. So we can't deny that. And we can also acknowledge it. And it's very useful, actually. You can call me Louise, and then I turn around and look, and we can have a conversation. So it's useful that we have a name and a story. And it allows us to communicate and function in a way. So it's not actually that the story is the problem. It's not the story that causes our sense of separation and suffering, but it's identification with the story that is the problem. So it's a bit like if you imagine you're an actor and you're going to perform in a movie, and you put on a certain costume and a hat maybe, and you're given a name, and then you act out that character. You can enjoy playing the character, but ultimately you know that you're acting, that's not who you are. And at the end of the performance or the movie, you take off that costume and you know who you are. So awareness is the one great consciousness that's performing in a way in multitudes of physical forms simultaneously. And there's only one being, but it's embodying all these different forms: trees, animals, plants, birds. And the forms appear differently, but the essence of all the forms is pure consciousness, which is one. There is no separation there. So when, for example, we're having a conversation, if I believe myself to be the character Louise, with the story, and I relate to you as a character, a concept that I have of who you are, and I label you Peter, then we're relating from the surface level. But if we drop the labels, and we can do this right now, and everyone else you're welcome to, and I let go of all ideas of me or what kind of person I am, and it's easier for me with you because I don't really know you, so my mind hasn't formed any ideas of who you are or what you like. So you're just being experienced. Now we're dropping our attention to a deeper level of being where I am pure consciousness, you are pure consciousness, and I am looking back at myself through a different pair of eyes from a different perspective. You are consciousness looking back at yourself that's looking out through another pair of eyes. And here we meet more intimately, is me meeting myself. Now, when I recognize that all beings ultimately are me, I can't cause harm to myself. There's only an appreciation of myself in this other form. So we can live like this by not relating to others as concepts and ideas. And this is particularly a habit with us when it's somebody that we have an idea, I know this person, like our close family member. So the mind has an idea, this person is like this, and in this situation, they will react in this way, I know them. Then I'm not really meeting them fresh. I'm not really deeply experiencing them anymore. But if when I meet them like it's the first time I ever met this person and I don't know anything about them, there's a sense of wonder and freshness and joy and beauty. And it's the same with the trees. If you take away the label, tree or bird or sun, and really experience it every time like it's the first time, then you see the beauty. Wow, look at all the colors around us. Look at all the shapes. We're just immersed in this wondrous field of beauty everywhere. And we begin to see through the eyes of a newborn child. Everything is alive because we're not placing everything into categories, which the mind does when it puts a mental concept on everything. I know what that is. It dulls down our experience and it diminishes the beauty that's here. Now, when we perceive as consciousness, pure openness in the moment, fresh every moment, our heart center begins to awaken and there's a joy and a gratitude and appreciation. And this can be seen in all small children. Children are living from the heart in this way. They're so in love with life, they just want to play. But adults, we get so stressed and pressured down with all our work commitments and our problems that we become heavy and we lose this lightness and this joy that is our natural state.
Thank you, Peter. We have another hand up. Anna, would you please unmute your mic? Can you unmute? There you are.
Yes. Hello, Louise.
Hi.
I have a question about sleep. When you are in pure consciousness or pure presence and go to sleep, are you aware that you are sleeping then? Or what happens to pure consciousness then? Is it sleeping as well?
Consciousness doesn't have a waking state or a sleep state. Consciousness just is. So when we go to sleep, it's like we press the off button on that character that's playing in the movie or the theater. The character's turned off. And we return, our attention returns back fully into source, where we still exist, but there's no filter that's perceived through. And then when we wake up in the morning, it's like, it comes back to life again. Now, when it comes back to life, and this is a wonderful practice to do, everybody, when you wake up in the morning, there might be a microsecond when you can catch that story of me coming back to life. Now see, when you wake up in the morning, if you can, just remain as that source energy, that pure consciousness, without the filter of me, without the story of me. So it's just perceiving. The birds are perceived, the sound of the birds, the movement of the breath, sensations in the body.
But do you mean that pure consciousness is dependent of the character to be able to be conscious? I can't understand this, because you say when the characters switch off during night, you return to the source. But the source, since the source is pure consciousness, why am I not conscious then?
It's not really that you return to the source, because you are the source. There's nowhere to return to.
Yeah, but if I am the source, why is the source not conscious during sleep?
Well, it's possible to be conscious during sleep, and this is another wonderful practice that you can all play with and try. When you can practice it in meditation, where you rest your attention as I am. You can lie down on the bed and drop your attention into the body and feel your body relaxing deeper and deeper and deeper. And if you just keep resting your attention as I am without engaging with thought, and you let your body totally relax, first of all, you might notice it start to become numb, like you can't even feel your body anymore. And some of you might have already had this experience when you're meditating. Now, when you keep surrendering in that state, the body can actually go into the sleep state, but you, awareness, can remain awake, and the body's asleep. And this way you can know yourself as awareness.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Anna. We have a hand up by Mary B. Would you please unmute your mic? Hi, Mary.
Morning. Thank you.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Louise. Really loving your talk. My question is, I'm looking at the me that I'm aware of. How do we deal with listening to the words in our mind? And because most of the time, I forget to ask who's speaking. Just every day.
Yes.
So how, in the beginning, did you deal with that? Or could you speak on that to help us?
Yes. Yes. Great question, Mary. So what we experience is this constant stream of mental activity. And often we forget everyone's experiencing that. We think it's just me and my little world of my mind. But every human is experiencing this constant stream of thoughts coming. Oh, I must remember to go to the post office later. Oh, what should I have for dinner today? Why did I say that in that conversation earlier? I shouldn't have said that. I should have said this instead. And then the mind replays the conversation. And it's constantly spinning like this. Now, when we're in a state of unconsciousness, our attention is totally merged with that content of the mind to the extent where I believe that these thoughts are me. Now, as we start to meditate and practice presence, it creates a little bit of space. And we begin to observe these thoughts. And we become aware that these thoughts, they're running. And then we can say, if I'm aware of the thoughts are not me. They're just thoughts. And we can even have a look, like, what if everybody can try this now. This is another wonderful little practice. Just keep your attention present now, resting as awareness. And just watch where the next thought comes from. And then observe it and watch where does it disappear to. Then we see that the thoughts are arising from nothingness. They're born into awareness. They're experienced or perceived by me awareness. Well, not really here. It's like it's everywhere and nowhere awareness. And then the thought disappears back into nothingness. But I, awareness, remain unchanged. So the thoughts are coming and going, and I am still. Now, while the thoughts are coming and going, they're like the clouds in the sky, just passing. And the sky, me awareness, is at peace. But what usually happens is our attention focuses and zooms in on one of the thoughts and then kind of sticks to it. And then we get caught back in that unconscious cycle. Thinking like that. And we're not really here in the moment. We're no longer aware of our breath, aware of the birds, that deeper stillness. we kind of disconnect from it when our attention goes into the thoughts. So, a wonderful practice is to observe the thoughts, but to give up believing the content of them. So whatever the thought says, I'm not interested. Just no, 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 no. Now the mind says, whoa, wait a minute. I need these thoughts. How can I live? The thoughts are helping me live. I need them, they're important. But actually without them, there's much more space and peacefulness for intuition to arise, inner guidance, inner wisdom. And sometimes, as we create more space like this, the inner wisdom, the deeper wisdom, begins to express itself through thought. So there's a part of our mind that starts to mature spiritually, and it starts to cooperate with these teachings. So we might start having thoughts like, am I aware of my breath in this moment? Well, this is a very useful thought because it's pointing us to presence. Am I present in this moment? Another useful pointer. Now, it's never the thought. The thoughts are always just pointers. And so we begin to discern which thoughts are born from that conceptual self that's trying to keep us locked into me and my story, and that comes with all the suffering. And which thoughts are actually useful pointers to remind us to live from this deeper stillness, this deeper presence. And the more we observe the thoughts, the easier it is to discern because they have a different quality. The ego thoughts, it's usually got some kind of agenda. And the part of the mind that begins to cooperate with the teachings, it has a wisdom with it.
Thank you, Louise.
Thanks, Mary.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. It looks like we have time for one more question, and it looks like Moshgan. Moshgan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for calling on me, and good morning, Louise.
Hi.
Thank you. It was wonderful. I'm trying to bring this home. I totally understand, and I know so many from so many perspectives. The same thing. Like I was listening to Rupert yesterday, and other spiritual teachers, and also the actually leaning back into consciousness as a practice to kind of separate myself from this finite experience of being a human being. And like in a way I was thinking of it as like having one foot in the consciousness and one foot in reality, which is really not the reality, but maybe we call it a dream, as I've heard. But my struggle is that even though like I am connecting more to stay more in my consciousness as I'm living my life as a human being, there is a struggle that the events of life can easily like it's easy when things are nice and fun and new, and but when like people come and want to harm with their stories, it's just sometimes there's this as a spiritual being having a human experience, they are both, you know, like that duality that you talk about, you know, it's the good things, but then, you know, harmful things too, like as a child being abused, you know, or things that has happened that other people can inflict. So I think my struggle is that, you know, when I get harmed by someone or family members dysfunction who come and manipulate and use and, you know, all those things, I get sucked into this human experience that totally disconnect with consciousness, and it becomes, you know, sometimes 2-3 days a struggle of just, you know, to be able again to find my balance and again having, you know, like that connection with the consciousness. So I was wondering how you can help me. Yes.
Moshgan, excuse me, we're running out of time. Can you please formulate a question and then
I
have to
just did.
close?
I just was done.
Yeah, we have to close this meeting. Thank you.
Okay, so I try to keep this answer. There's a lot to speak about that, Wishgan, but I'll try to keep it short because we're limited on time. So it's very important that we practice remaining present and resting our attention as awareness without identifying with this stream of thought as much as possible when life is going smooth, when everything's calm, because then our system is more prepared for those moments when a family member attacks somehow or does something hurtful. If we've been practicing it, we're more deeply anchored in this state of being. So there's more likelihood that we can just remain still. Now, if in that challenging moment, our attention comes out of the body and identification with mind happens, there's actually nothing we can do about it because we don't choose it, it just happens. And often afterwards, the mind comes back in and says, oh, I should have been more present, I shouldn't have done that, and it starts beating us up internally. No, that's not necessary because we're always doing our best every single moment. And we need these challenges from life in order to give us more and more practice to remain unmovable so that no matter what comes, nothing knocks us over. Now, in the beginning, if our presence is weak because we're new to this, when we're just present a little bit, we can get knocked, but that's okay. We get back up, we become present again. And as we're practicing, minute by minute, moment by moment, next time, we don't get knocked as much. The presence is increasing. The presence power gets stronger until we reach the point where the family members trigger us and we can just say, wow, thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to become so strong in my own presence that I am unmovable and untouchable no matter what. Because without that pressure from the outside, we don't get opportunity to practice and get stronger in our presence. So then we receive with gratitude. Thank you, life, for bringing me this practice, because you know that what I want is to deepen in presence. So life's always supporting us. And it's an opportunity for us to heal and integrate past trauma that's held in the system. But maybe that's a conversation for another day because it's quite a big topic.
Thank you. Thank you, Moshgan. And thank you for your understanding to move on to our next speaker and presentation. And Louise K., you are amazing. And I'm so happy that you're able to share this presentation with the Awareness Conference. And we have, I put your link in the chat several times. I'll do it again right here. And Louise has weekly satsangs. They're very generous, very spacious, and just like you saw today. So give her website a visit. You can go there from the speaker page and just follow up with these kinds of experiences. Thank you so much, Louise, for being our morning presenter, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. And everyone, we'll see you in about 10 minutes with Jeff Bailey for Avita Yoga. And give yourself a time for a little break, and we'll see you right back. Bye, everyone. Thanks for being
Thank you,
here.
Louise. Thank
Namaste.
you, Louise.